Bonjour mes amis, je suis le Logique Canadien, and here we are, the much anticipated Amateur's Guide for the NHL Offseason. And you see, I had to bring in an expert here. I had to bring in
Expert.
expert, but yeah, I had to bring in Mr. UrinatingTree, Labo Urinat, for this because he probably knows what he's doing better than I am. So, Tree, welcome to your knockoff.
How you doing, man?
Good. I'm glad to have you. I know you're a busy man, so thank you for taking time to come back on.
Def, man.
All right. So you know how this works. We had to go through every single team, and we just reviewed our off season to the best of our ability, and at the end, we bring it all together, wrap it up in a little bow, and predict. So, I guess what we're gonna start doing when we know how. We're gonna start with the Bruins. All I can really say about the Bruins here is,
Boys Club time.
yep, yeah, guys, you got David Krejci back. You got
Krejci,
back.
Bergeron's back.
You got Pavel Zacha on a nice little deal to get younger at your center core, and you give him a nice little contract. I mean, what if I can say about that one? It's just upside galore. I had enough bad to say about the Zacha thing, but what about the rest of the signings? Vinny, AJ
It's
Green.
you're keeping the core around. I feel like for the most part, Boston's biggest issue has always been depth. So they've tried a lot. It just has not worked. So
Yeah.
that's what they're trying to do, more or less.
Yeah, but I guess bringing in Keith Kinky Kincaid to be that third string will be a little bit of a
Yeah, that's an AHL guy, emergency. So
yeah. Plus, Kincaid has been decent in the NHL. I remember when he first
as I
debuted.
said, he was backup caliber for the New Jersey Devil, so he can hold his own. I
Yeah,
mean,
he can
he
hold his
had a
own,
couple games in New York last year, so
Hey, and I guess you just need him when you really need him. So I will let you take away Buffalo.
Buffalo. They haven't done much this year. I know they added Ilya Labushkin, so I'd say that's a pretty decent third pairing signing, and Victor Olofsson has been extended as well. I believe
He
they
deserved that.
Craig Anderson, I believe, is back.
He
If I
is.
remember
I
correctly.
believe that was a 1 year.
Yeah, but even then, I mean,
But yeah,
surprising he's still around.
but so much for that certain Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen guy that's in the system.
Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, I mean, he's still got time. So I wouldn't really rush him. I mean, he's what, early 20s? Goaltenders are the hardest to gauge, take the longest to develop. So
Yeah,
that's why you have guys
It's like the quarterback. It's like the quarterback essentially.
Quarterback is kind of, they just throw first rounders and hope they develop. That's why they don't really draft goalies in the first round. If they do,
Well,
a lot of expectations.
unless your name is Detroit and you get a guy named Sebastian Casa.
Well, not just Casa. I mean, you still have Ville Husso and Nedeljkovic.
Yeah, that's true too. But and the Dugovic is actually hit pretty well. But I guess we'll move on ourselves to Carolina if I'm doing the alphabetical order correctly. All I can really say for Carolina, what the fuck are they doing? Yeah, you lost Vinny Trocheck, but you get Brent Burns and injury pro Max Pacioretty, who's gonna be on the shelf for the foreseeable future.
They're trying to fix their older issue. They haven't really done well in the playoffs. They need veteran influence. So that's what their way of doing it is. They're trying to make it as. I mean, Pacioretty, you couldn't predict that he's going to be on the shelf, but you have to consider they got him for nothing. And Dylan Coughlin.
Yeah, and Dylan Coughlin lived that. Yeah.
They had a couple needs to fill. They weren't going to sign Trocheck. He was going to demand too much in the open market. They had to replace Ian Cole and Tony DeAngelo, who are both gone.
Well, DeAngelo was initially traded and then signed.
Yep, by Philly.
Right.
But once again, like they have to replace him, which is where Brent Burns comes in.
Right. I guess Brent Burns will be kind of like that veteran statesman with the team. Like, just hopefully gets the younger guys into ship shape. Is like, okay, enough fucking around. We got to get this done.
In a way, I would say it's the veteran influence sort of thing.
And in the take it turns order, you go ahead and take away Columbus.
Columbus, ooh, they've had a really big offseason. Erica
Big
Branson
draw.
signed to a 4x4, and then they make the biggest coup of the offseason by signing Johnny Gaudreau to that legendary deal.
The fact that a player willingly signed in fucking Columbus,
I mean,
especially
hey, I ain't
one
complaining.
that caliber.
Well, Columbus needed that.
Yeah,
They needed that badly.
Yeah, So that way they don't get the shit of, oh, it's just a college town for the Ohio State University. Now it actually they needed this, like, you don't even know. Because this ends that stigma, and this may look at other players and be like, okay, maybe we can actually get something done with this. And actually be able to get this work through.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't say the same for Detroit. I mean, yeah, they brought in David Perron. Sure, they brought in Perron. They got Husso and got him to a nice extension, which I thought was a little bloated, but that's just me, considering he was a backup.
Well, he had a really big year. You always know when you have a big year in your contract year, you're going to get paid.
Yeah. But other than that, like, I don't know what Detroit really did. They just really just tried to maintain, and Yzerman's just...
They mainly tried to load up and add pieces to reinforce their core. I mean, you have Lucas Raymond came in really strong.
Yeah, he looked really good.
Came in really strong. So you're looking to flesh out and bolster your middle six, middle pairings. Ben Sherratt, I mean, analytics hate him, but once again, he's that old school defensive defenseman that hockey men really just love.
Yeah. I mean, there's no denying that. Come on now. And then you could just go ahead and take the shit show that's Florida right now.
Well, Florida, they had their chance last year, and they had to shed a lot of talent. There's nothing you can do about that, unfortunately.
But what in their right mind decided to go after Kachuk? Like, where did that come from? That's just...
It's a gamble. It's an absolute gamble. Because they're at the situation where it's like, hold on, we can't do much. We need just to be able to at least try to do something. Because last year was a brutal disappointment once again.
Yeah, that's what happens when you face your older brother in a situation where they're a lot better than you. Mm-hmm. But you're the President's Trophy winners, but you still get smacked.
Oh, yeah.
But I understand, though. There's like 190 points combined for 105. Congratulations, Florida. You kind of played yourself on that one. But
once again, I mean, they weren't going to sign Uyghur and they weren't going to sign Huberdeau.
Right, because they were going to want way too much.
That and also cap situation, too.
Yeah, they're not exactly the most secure cap. They're probably as secure as a Cleveland Browns defensive line.
Woof.
But as for Montreal, their goaltending situation is kind of a low. Carey Price is probably not coming back this season.
Yeah, I don't know if he might not come back at all.
I don't think so either. I think this may be
because that's a career-ending injury. I mean, like hip issue, once again, he tried coming back last year, didn't look too good, and there was a rumor he might need surgery, but with this recent news, it's like, yeah.
It's like
2021 was your shot, and it's they lost pretty much their leadership and skill in one fell swoop, and unfortunately, that's what happens.
Yeah, and deciding to go with not Shane Wright and Yuri Slafkovsky instead, that one was a little bit of a gamble.
They also, I don't really like to gauge the NHL draft early on because of that situation. There are a lot of players that just...
No,
I mean, like, everyone bitched at Moritz Seider when they drafted him. And guess what Moritz Seider is? He looks like the next Lidstrom.
No, he does. He looks really good, even though he stole the Calder away from Michael Bunting, but I'm just going to let that go. Yes, I'm salty over that still. Get over it.
It's not salty. I mean, Michael Bunting was 26, and so I would have given Seider that award. I would have given Zegras that award, even though he had a colder start.
Yeah.
Like, Bunting was really solid. That's all you need to say. And you have him for another year, and then he's going to get paid.
Oh, yeah. He's definitely going to get paid. After the year one that he had, maybe teams are looking at him.
I mean, Toronto isn't going to be able to afford him, unfortunately.
I'm trying to figure what team's next in the order. I can't remember. It is the Devils, I think. So go ahead.
Yep, New Jersey. They brought in Eric Holla, Andre Palat. They tried to get a certain Johnny Hockey. They were unsuccessful.
Yeah, at least they actually tried.
Yeah, they did. I'll give him credit for that.
Well, that was partially because one team had a general manager that was sleeping on his ass, and the other one just didn't want to even bother with it.
Well, it's a little more than that too. I think there's a situation with New Jersey. They're still rebuilding. They've had a huge snag, especially in goaltending. Bernier might be out for his career as well, considering his hip surgery. So there's another concern.
Yeah, so they're gonna need to patch up goaltending. Well, I guess I got Vitek Vanacek for that.
Yep, Vanacek, but once again, Vanacek had a really rough year in Washington. So goaltending is a big question mark for them. Can Mackenzie Blackwood revive himself? And can Vanacek be able to live up to his potential?
Or they're just gonna have to go find another guy to come on in and try to turn the ship around.
Maybe.
Possibly. For the Islanders, there's really just nothing to say. Lou Lamoriello is just in this hibernation mode. We'll see him probably in September.
That's pretty much what Lou Lamoriello is doing. No one wanted to wake him up from nap time, and
when the old man needs to sleep, the old man needs to sleep.
Exactly.
That's why you give him Benchwarmer fucking Brew.
Well, more than Benchwarmer Brew, dude.
No, you need a lot more than that, but Benchwarmer Brew will wake you up, so go get it. Especially his brand. Oh, damn it. His brand.
I appreciate the kudos, brother.
I have that shit on fucking subscription, so you're good.
Nothing wrong with that, man. It's quality coffee. I'm not a huge coffee drinker, but it's good coffee. I drink it black. Like I have family over. Good thing to throw out there.
Yeah, exactly. I remember I had friends over for my birthday a few years ago, and everyone wanted coffee, so I just whipped up a bag of that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Nothing wrong after dinner or after a lunch or something like that. Make some coffee, join with dessert. People love that shit.
Yeah, especially with tiramisu.
Oh, tiramisu. I haven't had that in a while. Delicious.
Yeah, very good.
Now you're making me hungry for tiramisu.
I guess I'll let you take over the team that beat your ass in the playoffs.
The New York Rangers. They had a couple situations. Backup goaltender. They traded Alexander Georgiev to Colorado for draft picks. Yaroslav Halak is their new backup goaltending. It really underrated player. I mean,
if you've seen him in Boston, he was something else.
Was solid player.
I mean, he was a starter for a long time in St. Louis before he.
Well, Montreal, St. Louis. The only reason why he didn't stay in Montreal is because of Carey Price.
All right. Then he went to St. Louis and he got the opportunity and he did all right. And then he came to Boston as a backup, got to a cup final, lost to his old team. Kind of a fuck you to Boston from 1970, but the Rangers, I think this year look all right.
And Vinny Trocheck
and
is your
Trocheck
second line
too.
Center, so that replaces Strome, that replaces Andrew Copp. That was another guy we forgot to mention for Detroit.
Andrew Copp, that's right. Shit.
I mean, I'd rather have Trocheck than Andrew Copp at that term.
Yeah.
Andrew Copp is still pretty underrated.
So. And plus, didn't Copp get like $2 million less than Trocheck?
No, he got the same amount. I think he got 1 year less, but roughly the same term.
Oh, dear God. And then we'll go to the Senators, who actually look a lot better.
Much better.
Yeah.
Eugene Melnick's death was the best thing that could have happened to them. And I know it's morbid, but unfortunately it's true.
No, I know. It sucks. Even as, the rival of the Senators, you gotta imagine, okay, this team actually looks pretty decent. Norris got paid what he deserved. They brought back their hometown boy, Giroux. They're gonna get a new arena.
Yep, LeBreton Flats came through.
Yeah, that one actually...
Just huge.
They needed it. But what else did they do? I mean, you dump off Matt Murray's contract for...
Yep, Matt Murray's contract, that was big. I mean, you didn't have to retain that much if you actually think about it.
They didn't. I don't even think they retained anything.
No, they retained, I think, 25%.
Oh, yeah. But now my question is, what the hell is their goaltending core? I don't know anymore.
Their goaltending core, I believe it is
Talbot.
Cam Talbot.
That's right.
I believe there is I forget Anton Forsberg.
I think
who's had a surprisingly good year last year.
Just show that the weirdest of times, anyone can be good.
Oh yeah,
the weirdest of times.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let you take your two Pennsylvania teams because
Philadelphia has had a hilariously bad offseason. Johnny Gaudreau wanted to come to Philadelphia, and it's gotten hilariously bad.
No, like the fact like he didn't even fucking Fletcher didn't even try. He just fucking just
Oh, of course.
he just fucking sat on his fat ass and it's just like he wants to come here. Ah, fuck him. Next. That's just pretty much Chuck Fletcher in a fucking sense right there. But yeah, you bring in fucking tough guy Tony DeAngelo, whose best character trait is beating up goaltenders. So, on the fact that he's also really good, but nobody, it's overshadowed by the goalie incident in New York.
Mm-hmm. Georgiev.
And then you could take your Pens.
Oh, Pittsburgh Penguins they're keeping the core around. They are pretending to be relevant, and they are the new Detroit Red Wings, and they are going to lose pretty much everything because God hates us.
Because God hates us. You're lucky you kept Malkin. No, not Malkin.
Malkin is like his skating's fallen.
Yeah, but you're lucky you kept him because teams would have jumped on that.
True, but once again, injury prone, has issues with like not discipline, but he has concerns with a lot of things.
God, why does that remind me of a certain Captain Fat Fuck?
Not even Captain Fat Fuck. It's more than that, dude.
I guess it reminds me of it for some odd reason. I don't know why. Let's see what Eastern teams. I think it's Tampa Bay at this point. That's next, unless
I would say Tampa Bay. And
so Tampa
they
Bay
had a couple things, big extensions for Chernak, Sergachev, and Anthony Cirelli. They had to overpay, but unfortunately, that's the name of the game. You got to keep the core around, and they have to pay the cup tax.
Yeah,
they did lose Ryan McDonough. They did lose Andre Palat, so they are losing pieces. I think
they had to because they would not fit anywhere in that fucking strained cap world that is Tampa Bay.
Nope.
You can't just look at Tampa Bay and all their good players. Even if they did keep them, how the hell would they manage it? You can't.
It's impossible. Well, the modern cap. It's just there's nothing you can do.
I mean, yeah, you got some relief of a $1 million raise in the cap. Yay.
Yeah, not much. No, dude.
No, but not much at all. No,
I feel like every team had to deal with that though.
Yeah.
Which is why you have the cap flexibility. Which is why Arizona is just acquiring bad contracts for prospects at this point.
Yeah, because they want to be over the cap floor because that's their biggest issue.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll get to Arizona tomorrow's video. Remembering time delay. But here is where I need to fucking check my team into reality. The Leafs. Okay, what the fuck was with all the one-year deals?
Yeah, gambling. The problem is, like, they want to keep, like, the core around. They think they still have a chance, which is why they're going to try everything
The only chance they have is getting eliminated in Game 7 of the first fucking round.
True, but once again, you didn't choke, you just lost. I mean, that's what they're trying to justify. I thought that they would panic and try and, like, say, for example, a Mitch Marner, he'd probably be gone. But unfortunately, they think that, hey, we can still do it. And the sad part is those last 2 years might have been your chance.
Dude, they really might have been. Fucking, look at, you got Samsonov. Good.
It's a huge gamble. Samsonov and Matt Murray. Great result, like great pedigree. The results the past 2 years have been terrible.
Yeah,
which is what you have to worry about.
That's what I'm concerned about very much. Is that at least they kept Mark Giordano on a good deal.
Mm-hmm. He'll taper down, but he's in a situation where
he knows he's not going to get the money he used to, so he had to settle.
And he has gotten a lot of money.
Actually, you know what the story was? The story was that they offered him $1 million per season, but he wanted to take the hometown discount.
Mm-hmm. Well, he grew up around the area. He probably grew up a Leafs fan.
I wouldn't doubt it. But the biggest question I have, why did you get Cal Yarncraft for $2.1 million per year for 4 years? I mean, don't get me wrong, he's like a top 9 guy, but you don't need to give him that long of a term.
Well, once again, they think they're trying to fix a situation. They're trying to replace Jason Spezza.
But as that fourth line guy, I would have said more pure Engvall, but I think Engvall even took a step up in this game. If that's fair.
But once again, they're trying to. They really like Matthew Knies, and they really like Nick Robertson.
Yeah.
The problem is they know the answer is they have to trade either Marner or Nylander, and they don't want to do it.
You're just delaying the inevitable.
Pretty much.
And now to Washington. This team is something. What the fuck even is the goaltending for?
Well, remember, their goaltending last year was bad. Both Samsonov and Vanacek were horrid.
So they had to do an overhaul.
And guess what? They think that a certain Darcy Kemper is going to be the answer. And they're trying to keep that, like, sort of cup window alive. Even, I mean, you could say it's foolish. But at the same time, they think they can still do it.
That's what happens when you get one taste of the cup. You think you go.
Not even the taste. It's like you still have that core around. It's what the Pens are doing. It's like the Pens and Capitals are tied at the hip.
That's why you hate each other so much, because you're so similar.
Not even hate each other. It's just like, yeah.
Food's gold at that point.
Mm-hmm.
But that was all the teams in the Eastern Conference. But now, what the hell does a playoff picture look like?
It is impossible to tell. I feel like the Atlantic is going to be a lot closer than people think.
Yeah, I mean, especially. Oh, that's what we forgot with fucking Montreal. Sean Monahan. We forgot about him.
Happy went to Montreal. The thing with him is that
with a first-round pick,
Calgary was trying to clear up space for Nazem Kadri. Sean Monahan was a healthy scratch last year. Has been injured. He hasn't been the same. He needed a change of scenery, so that's why they moved him.
Yeah, but yeah, like you said, the Atlantic is going to be very close. But part of me is still wanting to give the Lightning that kind of edge for the division crown.
In a way, yeah.
But I'd say the Leafs will take second. Who the hell would I have in third? I can't say Boston because they just don't really characterize that third spot. Maybe Florida, if that gamble pays off, maybe they can get away with third. And then Boston could take that wild card spot. Maybe even freaking Ottawa could sneak in.
Potentially. It depends how they develop. As I said, I think it's going to be a lot of question marks.
Right. For the Metro, all I can see is just kind of the same shit from last year. I could kind of see Carolina retaking that first spot, Rangers taking second, and the Pens third for another marathon of tears and failure and spicy pork and broccoli.
Well, we can't do spicy pork and broccoli because if you think about it...
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Louis Domingue is a Ranger. I feel betrayed.
I remember I made that donation on your free agency stream.
It's a sad situation. I want to cry. The spicy pork and broccoli was not enough.
It's okay. You got your Benchwarmer Brew to cheer you up.
No. That's not fun, though. Come on.
Yes, it is.
Come on.
Want to go to Primanti's?
No Primanti's. I'm kidding.
But that will do it for the Eastern Conference edition of this video. Tomorrow we will be back with the Western Conference, kind of wrap up this little two-part series. So, for now, hope you did enjoy. Trade Fix for coming on for this edition. We'll see you again for tomorrow. If you did, leave a like. Comment down below what you guys want to see next. And that's all already. Subscribe and join the Electrical Nation. And also be sure to check out this beautiful bastard, because he took time out of his schedule to come on in.
Definitely.
But, until tomorrow, je suis le logique canadien. Bonne nuit, et au revoir.